Welcome back to the Final K. It is the second Belgian Classic of the week, the E3 Saxo Classic. In today's video, I'm going to give a preview of the race as well as 5 riders to watch. As always, I'm going to be live for this race on Friday if you want to come and join me, but yeah, let's get straight into it. So this is the race on your screen, and along the bottom you will see all the hills that they're going to have to tackle. If you do see, like a stone or a rock beside it, that means that hill has cobbles on it. So this is the race here. It is 208.5 kilometers long. There are 10 cobble sectors on it as well as 16 climbs, and they all finish with about 15-20k to go. So if we compare this to last year's race, last year had an extra cobble sector as well as an extra climb. So are we potentially looking at an easier race this year? As for how the weather is looking on Friday, it is meant to be cold. It is meant to stay dry, not 100% on it though, and there is a headwind coming into the finish. As for a couple of key climbs, we're going to hit the new side of the Oude Quaremont 121 kilometers into the race. It is 2.2k long and has a maximum of 11%. They hit the Tyenberg 137k into the race. It is 500 meters long and has a maximum of 15%. They hit the Eichenberg 148 kilometers into the race. It is 1.2 kilometers long and has a maximum of 10%. Then 166 kilometers into the race, they hit the Paterberg, which is 360 meters long and has an average of 13% and a maximum of 20%. 3 kilometers later, they hit the Oude Quaremont again at 2.2 kilometers long and a maximum of 11%. So yeah, there are just a few key climbs to look out for, but let's get into the riders to watch. As you can see, defending champion Mathieu van der Poel, he does return as he is looking for his hat-trick. He's won the past 2 editions at this race, and he's won the both of them by a minute and a half each time. So he did crash in the Milan-San Remo and hurt his hand, which caused him to drop on the Poggio, but I think it's looking pretty likely for another Mathieu van der Poel solo win. You let me know in the comments what you think. As for the first rider to watch at this year's E3 Saxo, I'm going to go with Christophe Laporte at Visma Lease Bike. Now, the former European champion, I do have him on this list as he is Visma's main man at this race. No Wout van Aert, he doesn't ride this as he gets a podium in Milan-San Remo, so it is left to Christophe Laporte to do so. Now, we know he has no issues on riding on the cobbles as he is a past winner of Gent-Wevelgem and Dwars-door-Vlaanderen. He also got second in this race in 2022 with his teammate Wout van Aert crossing the line first, as they pretty much both went over at pretty much the same time, but he ended up getting second. As for this season, it has been pretty good. He won his first race of the year as he won stage 1 of the Volta Andalusia. We've seen him get 4th at Omloop Nieuwsblad after Matthew Brennan. He crashed out, so Laporte stepped up there. And then at the Milan-San Remo there last weekend, he got 16th. So yeah, going into this race on pretty good form as the leader of Visma, I'd say we're looking at a pretty decent show from himself. Top 10, top 5, potentially even a podium. Next up on the list, I have got Matteo Trentin, another former European champion. Now I've got him on this list because in one-day races he has been exceptional. Now most recently he came 9th at Milan-San Remo, which I did give him his flowers for. Someone on TikTok wasn't too happy with that. They said he was useless in the race, but I mean, to each their own. But he ended up getting 9th at Milan-San Remo. He got 3rd at Kuurne-Brussel-Kuurne and he got 15th at Omloop Nieuwsblad. Now someone else pointed out to me on TikTok after the Milan-San Remo race that in the past 10 one-day races he has ridden, he has been in the top 10 6 of those times. I've already spoke about it, but I think that's crazy. 35, 36, and you're coming top 10 in 6 out of your last 10 one-day races, and that includes Milan-San Remo. This first Milan-San Remo, he's got 9th twice at Milan-San Remo in back-to-back years, and that first Milan-San Remo isn't even included in that stat, but I'd say he's looking pretty good here for another top 10. Now, the third rider to watch out for is a rider that is no stranger to this race. It is Jasper Stuyven. Now, I say no stranger to this race. He got 5th last year and he got 2nd in 2024. And then if we look at this season, I'd say he's doing pretty well with the circumstances he's had to deal with. He was meant to ride opening weekend at Omloop. I don't know if he's riding Kuurne-Brussel-Kuurne, but he was definitely meant to ride Omloop and he had to pull out of that race before it even started as he got ill. He returned at the Paris-Nice and we seen him get 3rd in stage 2 as he sprinted for the win, but he was beaten by Lawrence Pithy and Max Canter. So I mean, I'd say that's a pretty decent result. He also got 8th in stage 7. And then most recently there, he got a top 10 at Milan-San Remo as we seen him finish 7th. So yeah, with his experience at E3 in the past editions and his decent form going into it this year, provided he hasn't raced any cobble races yet, I'd say we're looking at hopefully a good show from Jasper Stuyven. Now, before we get on to the top 2, like always, I would like to give a couple honourable mentions. I'm not going to elaborate on any of them because there is a list, so I will just say their names. Actually, no, I'm going to elaborate on the first one. So I want to talk about the Red Bull team just as an honourable mention. At Omloop and Kuurne-Brussel-Kuurne, they were brilliant at controlling and helping pace the race. So Lawrence Pithy, Tim Van Dyke, the other Van Dyke brother, just look out for them. Hopefully they put on a good show. But as for that, we've got Van Barle at Quickstep, Abrahamson at Uno X, Vasek at Lidl, Roman Gregoire from Groupama FDJ. He'll be one to look out for. Mohoric at Bahrain, Askren at EF Education, Biniam Girmay at NSN, Jeno Berkmoza at Lotto Intermarché, and Anthony Turgis at Total Energies. So yeah, they're just a small amount of riders to keep an eye out for at this year's E3. Now on to the top two, number 2 being Florian Vermeersch at UAE Emirates. So Florian Vermeersch got third at Omloop this year after having a perfect position on the Molenberg and was able to, distance the peloton with only Mathieu van der Poel being able to get on there as well as Tim van Dijken. We also seen him in the Strade Bianche doing brilliant work for Tadej Pogacar. We also seen him at Kuurne-Brussel-Kuurne doing work. We also seen him at Milan-San Remo doing brilliant work for Tadej Pogacar. And then today he ended up getting 15th at the Ronde van Bruges. So he has been looking pretty good in the one-day races as a teammate and as someone looking for a potential result. If we look at his past editions in this race, he abandoned in 2023. He didn't ride it in 2024 and he got 24th last year. So they're not the best, but I mean, he comes in as UAE's leader at this. He's also got Niels Pollitt with him, but if we can see him in a good position, because he is pretty good at getting in a good position, if we can see him in a good position when someone does launch an attack, Van der Poel potentially again, he may go with him. Could we see him maybe stick to the wheel this time and be able to hold on? Now, on to the number 1 rider to watch at this year's E3. If you haven't guessed it already, he is a former world champion. He is a 3-time Gent-Wevelgem champion. It is Mads Pedersen. Now, I'm actually shocked to have him on this list because I wasn't even expecting him here. I wasn't expecting him at Gent-Wevelgem. I wasn't expecting him at Milan-San Remo, but here we are. If you have been living under a rock, Mads Pedersen crashed on his first race of the season at the Volta Valencia. Crashed at it, broke his wrist and his collarbone. Everyone went into sheer panic. Oh no, he's out of the one-day races. He's out of the Cobble Classics. But no, he returns at the Milan-San Remo. Everyone said, he's back. Keep an eye on him. I stupidly said, no, I'm not expecting much from him. It's pretty much his first race because he crashed halfway through his first race of the year. So longest race day of the year. His first race back after broken wrist, broken collarbone. I says no. Just leave him be. Don't put any pressure on him. And he knocks it out of the park. He gets 4th at the Milan-San Remo behind Wout van Aert, Tom Pidcock and Tadej Pogacar. I mean, what? And now he's riding E3. He's riding Gent-Wevelgem. So we are back. We are so back. Wout van Aert isn't riding it this year, like I said earlier. If he was riding this, we are 10 million times back. But we will have to settle with, half that back. But yeah, I'm rambling on. If you can't guess it, he's one of my favorite riders in the peloton at the moment. I'm hoping for a good race. Mathieu van der Poel, Mads Pedersen got second at this race last year. Mathieu van der Poel did injure his hand in the Milan-San Remo, so potential possibilities, but hey, we'll not know until Friday, until it's all done, and then we can sit and look back and see what happened. But yeah, Mads Pedersen is my number 1 rider to watch at this year's E3. So yeah, let me know what riders you're keeping an eye on at this year's E3 Saxo Bank Classic. It is going to be a good one. I hope it is going to be a good one. But yeah, that is my preview. That is my riders to watch. Let me know who you think is going to win it, actually. I'm going to have my prediction on my TikTok the night before. I'm aiming for TikTok and Instagram. It'll be on hopefully the night before, morning off, something like that. But yeah, that is the end of the video. Don't forget to subscribe. We hit 150 subscribers. That is brilliant. I appreciate it. I appreciate everything that is, people in the live today at the Ronde van Bruges was brilliant. So appreciate all that. Don't forget to like the video as well. I think I said that, but I'll say it again. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching The Final K. All the best.